This is my father, King Edward VIII. My father married, this is me. My father married Claudia O'Keeffe, sister to artist Georgia. My father never had anything to do with Wallace Warfield Simpson. She married a imposter. She was an American spy. So I've already put this up on YouTube. I had an account. It's still there. I just can't access it. I don't know how right at the moment. So anyway, somebody, this nice friend that I thought, her last name is Queen, by the way, Angela, tore down my phone. Let's say this, and so it was gone for a while, and I haven't been able to access my accounts. Anyway, I wanted to get to this. My father never married Wallace Simpson, and I wrote a book, and I put all this up. I'm not going to get up again because I put up a couple of YouTubes, and I guess I'm just not savvy with this phone right at the moment, so I didn't get them up on YouTube. Anyway, I was kidnapped in 41 and born in 39. And my uncle George, the illegal six, Elizabeth's father, which makes her and that whole line illegal, they're traitors. They should be tried for war crimes. Okay, but it's almost like Cain and Abel a little bit, I guess. Anyway, he helped with all the lies at the Illuminati. What's the global government now? They created the UN, and all of it began after they kidnapped me. I was born in 39. My Uncle George helped kidnap me. The Kennedys, I found out, were kin indirectly maybe to the Windsors. Well, they are. And Roosevelt's a Jew, and he appointed Kennedy, who's Irish, there. But the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers kidnapped me. So I wanted my own uncle, and a lot of them are Freemasons, and that has to do with a lot of this. They are Freemasons. And the Shriners, where do you think they got their money? I'm a hostage. I still am. I may look like I'm not, look more like a bag lady. But anyway, I want to get to this. These are the Dempseys. This was where I was brought and dumped off in 41 at age 2. Okay, this is me, and that's the family. And I did get records way back of theirs, and they're a bunch of Freemasons way back, the Martises and Dempseys. What I wanted to do is, did I show my father's picture? I did. Okay, and Georgia O'Keeffe, did I show one of George? I didn't want to show it. Not that horrible Simpson who's... She's been on the magazine covers. There's my dad's picture I wanted to show. This is my Aunt Georgia. Okay. Now, I wanted to read this. I wrote a book about mind control. I'd worked for doctors before I found out about being kidnapped. And I want to rush this up because my others went down and videos didn't go up, and I'm tired right at the moment. I found out about being kidnapped, and Jack was part of my finding out. And the Brits told me, and the Germans, and I look back in my past, and I think the Brits always knew where I was taken. But this get to Lawrence County, Alabama, Moulton, the Dempseys. It was twins. This woman had killed her twins. They were born out of wedlock. And they covered it up. The twins were dead, and Peggy, and they gave me her name and stole mine. I'm Victoria II, legal heir to the British Crown. My father was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keeffe. He never married Wallace Simpson. That was a total takedown and lie. Now, I was born legal heir, Victoria II, and kidnapped. I wanted this because Jack, that's the space center where they took me, or it became. Wonder why. Okay, Werner von Braun, who's German, was brought over, etc., etc. So hostage money goes in illegal treaties and all that. Anyway, Jack, as far as it's my understanding, is related to Hank Hartsfield, the astronaut, who's commander of a shuttle. One of the shuttles, or two of them. Now, he helped save my life after I had done a medical malpractice book on mind control murders. One of them was U.S. Congressman Larry McDonald, whose plane went down later. He was on the KAL that was shot down by the Soviets when it veered into their airspace. I went out to Larry Flint's that was flown out there and became a candidate to replace him. And I'm leaving out all the hell. I've put it up on other YouTubes when I had my account access to uploading on it. I just can't, I've lost my passwords or they've been changed. But anyway, April Fool's Day of 80, just prior to finding out my real name and remembering actually later a lot of it, I was given antifreeze and I should have died. And you want to talk about a horrible hell, that's it. Anyway, I was illegally transferred from Atlanta or Marietta, where I had an apartment. It was illegally taken. And Lina Dempsey, this horrible woman, was afraid if my book was published that people would put two and two together and find out she killed her twins and who I really am. So anyway, I worked for the District Attorney Simpson, and they tried to kill me in using the mental health system because I'd written about doctors, etc., etc. Now, I wanted to read this. Jack sent me a lot of letters. He's FBI, and he worked for the New Mexican paper when I was out there, and I was finding out about my Aunt Claudia O'Keeffe. She lives in Abiquiu, just next to Santa Fe. Okay, this is, there's a letter here from Jack just before I got in that campaign in 83, and I showed that, and that's when I was finding out about, and excuse the way I'm having to do this, but I don't have it organized right now, but it's a little hard to. I may have to get up and go at any minute. But anyway, Jack sent this, and for whatever reason he sent it to me, I'm going to try to read it, and it's going to go out. This was an email from Jack from Santa Clarita, California. Good to hear from you, my lady. Does sound as if you're finding some peace at last. Well, that wasn't true, though, and some digs. Hope it continues. You mentioned in your latest letter that you enjoyed reading the clues in my epistles from time to time, so try this one on for size. Don't know why I chose this date, Friday the 13th, to write this little ditty. By the way, Jack's FBI and reporter, and believe me, the man knows what he's talking about. I hope he's okay now. I haven't talked to him in a while. He sent me letters to deliberately put up to help me. And this was one of them. They're always considered unlucky in the world of superstition, but it is more than that. It was a Friday the 13th, 1307, actually October the 13th, 1307, when King Philip of France set out to destroy the Order of the Templar Knights, the forerunners of the Masonic Freemasons in later centuries. Okay, it wasn't, but the king recognition that the Templar Knights held more financial control over the French Empire, and he wanted to destroy them all to confiscate their wealth. Many of the Templar Knights were prosecuted and killed, but as fate would have it, others survived. The Templar Knights, guards of Solomon's Temple, as described in both religions documents of different faiths and other finds, were in fact the first in such order to decide a meaning of establishing financial credit between, etc., etc. So I'm going to skip down here. He's talking about Christ in here, and the bottom line was that the Knights Templar, later the Masonic Freemasons, held proof that there was a continued bloodline of Jesus Christ, hence the Holy Grail. That bloodline has been carried down through the ages. To this day, Masonic lodges and Freemasons, particularly Masons who have the level of third degree, continue with secret rituals, much perhaps in circumstance, pomp and circumstance. This is going to go off, it is now. So I'm going to skip over here. A lot happened to me there. I was almost killed if this will go up. The end of it, it says, Salvazzini was brought in as police chief. He was former FBI and aide. Used to save my life, quite frankly, and help Jack. Okay, this is a letter still reading from Jack. Mr. Mayor, I think you're right, I replied. That's Jack. Joe Davis was mayor. Had both knew the depths of corruption that had befallen Huntsville and over the years and the deaf ears of the Huntsville Times. I always trusted Joe. He always trusted me. Odd that when I researched the biographical data sheet on Joe much later, there was one very simple quotation: Freemason. Now then, there's something else up there about broken silence. It's a painting that I saw in '84 March, and I stopped by and visited Jack in Santa Fe for a couple of weeks. He had this painting, so he's referring to that and the person in it when he's talking to the former mayor at this time, Joe Davis in Huntsville, Alabama. That's NASA and all that goes with it, and the Shriners, and, you know,